Good day and welcome to Newsbreak Talk. I'm Talisha Naidu. It's just a special day for all of us. It's Lotus FM's 39th birthday.
Good morning. It is 2 minutes past 6 o'clock. Radio
Well, she definitely was a dream girl. Very familiar name at Lotus FM, and you will remember her, JJ MATHURA, one of the veteran broadcasters, one of the first presenters at Lotus FM. You've been hearing her name throughout the broadcast today, and she caught up with us just to share her experience of what it has been like for her at Lotus FM when she was a presenter.
It's almost nostalgic, for want of a better word, to be back on Lotus. And I say almost because there's a part of you that never feels that you've left the station. You know what I mean? For me, it's been an absolutely memorable journey on many, many fronts. I started off as a young novice. My first engineer in the studio was the late Deep Bahadur. And after my first evening, while I was doing Golden Lotus, he said to me, "Dad, I'm going home because you know how to work this." And I said, "But if something goes wrong?" And he says, "Oh, just pad." And I said, "What does that mean?" He said, "No, just talk." So that was my first time on air. The amazing thing about that is, besides the passion and the love that I have for music and Bollywood and radio per se, it's also a place where I made lifelong friends. Whether it's Doki or Asra or Sheetal or Sashni, it's like the relationships that we built then have survived 30 years. It's also the place where I met my husband, and we're almost married for 30 years. Mm-hmm. So it's been an absolutely amazing place. It's the one place where you can lose yourself and find yourself, if you understand what I'm saying.
It's something that many of the presenters, past and present, have been explaining, that Lotus FM has been their home. And you're describing it perfectly. You know, it's a place where you've made lifelong friends. It's a place that you've met the love of your life. You know, what does it mean to you to have this one unit where you have all these lifelong and cherished memories from?
You know, it's something we took for granted. Whether it was my friendship with Satya or with Famla or with Amita Anand or with Segi Naidu or Fakir Hassan, we just were. We were a unit. We were a family. We had each other's back. You know, I often joke when I travel with Vikash, Devi calls the kids and says, "Listen, I'm a phone call away. If anything happens, don't tell your mother. Tell me first. Even if you have to bail you out of jail, I'll do it and I'll speak to your mother about it." You know, and you don't find that kind of relationship in workplaces now. Or if you do, then you're one of the very, very, very lucky few. For us, it was a way of life. We just knew that we needed to put our heart and souls into what we were doing, do it with a passion, and every single one of us did it for the love of radio, never for, okay, I want to be somebody.
You spoke about social media, and if many people do scroll along your timeline, you'll find that you still have such a massive following, people who still listen to Lotus FM, who still follow you on your life's journey even after you have left the station.
That in itself is all-encompassing and speaks of the station and what it was and the relationship we had with our listeners. I left radio 20 years ago, and I still have people who say, "We are big fans of yours." That relationship we built, it's always them first. You know, you never know more than they do. Every day you're learning something. And for me, that was the foundation on which I built my entire life. My relationship with my family, my relationship with my friends, my relationship with my children. And look, every day was not rosy. I mean, when I got married, there were one or two women who called me and said some really, really nasty things. There were some people that were to the press and said some nasty things because of my age difference or whatever the case was. So you took the good with the bad. But you know what? The pros far, far, far outweigh the cons.
If there's one moment you could never forget, whether it's being on air or being in the studio environment or being with your friends here at Lotus FM, what is that one moment?
It was my last Schools Out show that I was doing. I used to do this show for the school kids. And, we spoke about greeting each other in the vernacular. We spoke about respect. We spoke about a whole lot of things. We spoke about what the children were going through, whether they were in grade 2, grade 3, or in grade 11. I feel choked up now when I think about it as well. It's that show that brought me to my knees because I couldn't stop crying when the kids called me and said, Auntie JJ, don't go. And, after a few years when I watched Kuch Kuch and we put the hand, this little boy said, Tusi na jao, that's the moment for me that will always, always be extremely special. That I was leaving a place that I loved, but I was also leaving people who loved me.
And we continue to love you, JJ. You have inspired so many of us. So thank you so much for giving us your time and for joining us on Newsbreak to share your experience at Lotus FM.
Thank you. You are very, very sweet and very, very kind. Your mom should be proud of you. Thank you very much, Talisha.
So thanks to JJ Mathura again for joining us and sharing her memories with us. Dream girl indeed.